Did you know that your child's happiness is actually not based on the father being in the house? The shocking truth and the statistics show that it's all based around their mother's happiness. So I think as a society, we let new mothers sink into postpartum depression, and we don't really give them the time, resources, support systems, the stability for them to be able to overcome the final moment of this huge life transition that they're having. Because don't get it twisted, like becoming a mom is a complete life transition 360, completely changes your life. I learned this the hard way when I found myself alone in Paris as a new mom. And so today I want to share with you guys some of the ways that I rebuilt myself during postpartum, the ways that I'm still rebuilding myself and everything that I'm kind of learning along the way. I minimized this into basically 5 steps because I felt like these were the 5 most important steps. Just so you know, I didn't do all of these perfectly. I learned while I went, and so I'm giving you the recipe from my success and my errors. Also, before we dive in, little disclaimer, this is based on my personal experience. Like I said, someone who went through the first 10 weeks of postpartum completely alone, say from week 2 to week 10, completely alone. And I was also in a foreign country and I had no family there. So while everyone's journey is different, I guess that this is kind of tailored towards women going through a severe, difficult experience. If you had a different experience or you have other advice or things that I'm saying are or aren't working for you, totally normal. Let me know in the comments what works for you, what doesn't work for you. If you have any advice for me, for other women, this is totally a place where you can share your experience, and what I'm saying doesn't have to work for you. It's just basically, you guys, I'm so shocked about how difficult this has been. Past 2 years, my past 2 pregnancies postpartum, and I just see so many women suffering in silence, and I'm gonna get emotional, but I just wish that women had more information, better support systems. I'm totally gonna get emotional. But anyway, I just want to tell all the women that you are capable of picking yourself back up no matter what obstacles are in front of you. I freaking swear, I am proof. So yeah, make sure and let me know in the comments what's working and what's not working for you. Let's get into it. These are the 5 steps. 5 steps that I think that you should follow if you want to become a mom. And I guess it's technically 6 steps because we're starting with 0, the preparation. I want to start with something that nobody tells you. Preparation is key. And that's so crazy because so many pregnancies are unexpected. Even though I was engaged, it was still unexpected. We weren't planning on doing that right when we got engaged. We wanted to wait a few years. So I think that no one is really ready when they have a kid. But what I want to say is that if you love someone, or if you're there's a possibility that you could get pregnant, take precautions, especially with everything that's going on in America. Just prepare yourself because you're a woman and this is something that can happen to you, okay? It's truly something that can happen to you. I don't care how boss you are, how independent you are, how much you never thought you'd be a mom. It is a freaking possibility. So preparation is key. So first, money. In Europe, they give you a lot more love and support, and that's emotional, financial, all that stuff. In America, shocking how you're treated. Friends are paying off $30,000 bills from their pregnancy. People in Europe, women in Europe are not paying to give birth. But either way, you need to have independent funds ready to go if you are in an emergency situation. Why? Because motherhood brings on challenges that you never ever thought would happen. Me? That won't happen to me. That won't happen to us. It could happen. Okay, it could. You just don't know. And a doctor told me this, actually, a doctor that works at a battered women's hospital. She told me that how many women find themselves in difficult situations when they become pregnant. You're just so vulnerable, and that triggers a lot of different things, okay? I don't want to get into it. Just seriously, have some money aside for an emergency if you need it. Be prepared. And also, you're going to want to take time off. You're not going to want to leave your baby. My baby's 3.5 months. I don't want to leave him at a daycare. No. Number 2, pay attention to how people support you in your pregnancy. Seriously, in your pregnancy. By the time you get through the first trimester, when you're hitting the second trimester, if people aren't showing up for you how you need them to show up for you, because you need people, that's the thing, is when you're pregnant, you need help. Yes, you could probably do it alone, but it is so hard, so scary. It is intense. You need people. So if your people that have committed to you, it's family members, husband, best friends, if they're not there to show up for you during this insanely challenging time, but if they don't have empathy for you, understanding for you, if they're dropping the ball, I'm not saying little things, I'm saying big things. My advice is that is a preview to what it's going to look like in postpartum and in the first year of your child's life and during labor. So I would focus on creating safety and stability for yourself and your growing baby. Now, work it out on the remix. Once you're less vulnerable, your baby's okay, you can go back and rekindle that situation. That's not your responsibility right now, okay? Have emergency funds. Watch how people are treating you. Be observant. trust your freaking gut. Make sure you're in a safe environment, even if that means that you're not in the environment that you thought you'd be. So step 1, this is from as soon as you give birth until week 4 to week 6. Like, every woman is different. So maybe week 4, you'll be like, okay, I feel like really healed. Maybe you'll need till week 6, or maybe you'll need till week 8. So like, just this to you, seriously. The first 4 to 6 weeks are crucial for healing your body, taking care of your baby, and bonding with your baby. Seriously, that's all you need to be doing. That is literally it. Please. When the baby is asleep, so are you. Sleep, 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 sleep. Because that's when your body is going to repair itself. Like, our bodies repair themselves on their own because we're freaking magical creatures, women. But you need the rest, Okay, the house is dirty for 4 to 6 weeks. It's a little bit crazy. We'll get over it. We'll get it cleaned later, okay? One thing I recommend is like literally from day 1, as soon as that baby is out and you can hold it and you can feed it, you need to make a sleep schedule. I'm going to put my sleep schedules that I've done with my baby here. So first, the 2-month sleep schedule. It's from 0 to 2 months. The reason why I did this is because I wanted my baby to have an internal clock from the jump. So as soon as he was born, I was like, all right, we're feeding at 2 a.m., 5 a.m., 8 a.m., 11, blah, blah, blah. So it's right here. When kids are young, it's easier for them to learn languages. Same thing. They are just born. First, like, routine you're putting in front of them, like, they're going to do it. So basically, we started this from day 1. And, like, it was not a day that he didn't, which made him really predictable. So that just, like, helped me manage everything. Next, I'm going to show you his 3 to 6 month sleeping schedule, which has kind of changed a little bit. It comes from that first sleeping schedule that I made. And we were able to so easily, like, shift into this amazing schedule because he was so used to, like, routines. And, like, we kind of already had something going on. This is his current sleep schedule. And actually, my baby sleeps all the way through the night, which is insane. My mom is like shocked. Like, when we first came home, like once we got through the jet lag, she's like, baby sleeps through the entire night. I'm like, girl, I know. So he's an icon. Seriously, start the routines. We start sleep routines from the very beginning, okay? When the baby sleeps, girl, you are sleeping. You're eating good food. You are eating, especially if you want to breastfeed, okay? You're in a stressful situation that already makes it really hard to breastfeed because you really need peace, tranquility, rest, and you need to be eating well. You need to be eating your proteins, okay? Eat healthy, eat those calories, all right? That's gonna help you heal. Okay, and last but not least, most important, connect with your baby. Imagine like being in this like warm cocoon thing, your womb, where like you didn't have to do anything to eat, to poop, burp, breathe, like all did it for him. He's like out in the world and he's like, what's this pain, hunger? Oh my God, I'm tired, this hurts. Like, be the comfort that your baby needs, okay? And it just also makes you feel so good because your baby's so cute. I have an easy baby, so I do feel for women that had difficult newborn stages, whether their baby has colic or this or that. So I really do feel for you. And I don't have great advice on that because I didn't go through that, but I'm praying for you. It's hard. It's really hard to be a mom. Okay, so let's wrap that. Sleep schedule from day 1. When the baby's asleep, girl, you're asleep. Eat good and take care of yourself in those times that you are awake. And focus on the connection with your baby. Be your baby's bestie, Step 2 is mindful movement. Okay, at 8 weeks postpartum, your baby is no longer a newborn and it's just a baby. Still super vulnerable, but you can definitely tell that it's not a newborn anymore. You followed the routines from step 1, the sleep routine. You'll start having pockets of time for yourself, which is amazing. That's because you won't need to sleep when the baby's sleeping all the time because you're healed, right? So you did that part, so you're feeling good. Now, when the baby's sleeping during the day, you're like, yes, I can clean the house. Yes, I can start thinking about myself again. Yes, yes, yes. That's why the sleep schedule is really important. And heads up, like I know they say like, don't wake up a waking baby, but in order for me to get my baby on this sleeping schedule in the first like week of, it only took like a week, let me tell you. I did that. I woke him up. I said, okay, it's 2 a.m. time to eat. Okay, it's 5 a.m. time to eat. Okay. And then after like the first few days, he like did it himself. So that's what I did. Don't yell at me in the comments. Right, so now that baby is sleeping good, he's not a newborn, you're all healed, you have time for yourself. What you're going to do is you are going to start movement. You're active again. You're going to start building some strength. And I'm not saying like go to the gym and like crazy weights or like crazy cardio. I'm not saying like you need to look like skinny or like, I'm not saying anything like that, okay? I'm saying you need to start stretching. Postpartum workouts. You need to go to the gym. Just yoga mat, your living room floor, your iPhone and YouTube, postpartum workout. Start doing it every day. Start with 10 minutes, then go to 15. Seriously, start getting active. Why this is so important is because postpartum depression is real. And what is a huge thing that combats depression and anxiety? Endorphins. And how do you get them? Naturally, working out. So some things that I did is I did Pilates on the mat at my house. With a baby, it's even hard to like stand up. Like, you know what I mean? You're just weak. That really helped me be able to like feel like I was in control of my body again. I did a lot of yoga for like stress relief and also for flexibility, because I don't know why after you give birth, you are just like so sore, everything. It just feels like you have never ever stretched in your life. Definitely do pelvic floor rehabilitation. I don't know if they do that in America, but in France, it's like a thing. It's really important because when you're an old lady, you want to be able to hold your pee in. Sorry, I said it. Definitely do some like light core workouts. Like, obviously your womb needs to like shrink, but I'm pretty sure by 8 weeks, like back, especially if you did breastfeeding for at least the first 2 months, if you could. I know that some women can. Once again, like the movement is all up to like what you feel good doing. If you're like a woman that was like a hardcore gym girl before and like you feel like going back and doing that after 8 weeks, like girl, do you. Just do some movement. Start doing it every single day, even if it's only for 10 minutes, okay? All right, so step 3, this is my favorite step. It is identity work. Just before we get into this, I need to give some people kudos and credit because I like did not come up with this. I follow a lot of like spiritual gurus and just like brilliant people. And I also have some really brilliant friends. So just a quick shout out. I've learned what I'm going through next and them from these people: Joe Dispenza, Alicia Gorbani, Alexi Gigi, Nicholas, James Clear, Abraham Hicks. Sorry, I don't mean to sound like a woo-woo, but I learned this from and like pieced it all together. So just so you know. Also go follow them. I'm gonna make a comment below with like all their social medias and stuff because they're just brilliant people. You should definitely follow them. And so your baby's not a newborn anymore. You're starting to do the movement. You have a little bit more time in your day. You're gonna start thinking about, who am I now? And that's just gonna come like naturally. You're not gonna be like, okay, now I need to think about who I am. No, like you've just gone through this crazy identity crisis, which is like becoming a mom. And here now, like, what do I look like now? How do I dress? Do I want to work this much? You are going to have a million, trillion, billion, bazillion questions that you already started to think about in your pregnancy, but now it's like real. If I were you, I would start journaling and thinking about it between 8 weeks and 12 weeks. And I wouldn't take action during that time. You're still like really vulnerable. Your hormones are vulnerable probably for like a year or two, you know, like this is like the fast track. Not that you have to be fast, but for me, I have to be a little bit fast. So I'm giving you the fast track. Between 8 and 12 weeks, I don't think you're quite ready. I wasn't quite ready. By the time I hit 12 weeks, I was like, okay, I'm ready to sit down and do this. So I would journal during those 8 to 12 weeks and I'd work out. Your baby is 3 months. You're starting to feel a little bit more like yourself. Your hormones have like mellowed out a lot. Like your body's starting to look more like you. Maybe you have a little postpartum hair loss, but like overall you're okay. So now it's the crucial work. It is time to rebuild your identity. Oh my God. The first thing I want to tell you before we really get into this is that your subconscious mind does not know what is and isn't real. It only knows how you feel. That's why how you feel is really, really important when you're doing identity work and you're trying to like manifest and bring like, you know, you're trying to usher in a new you, a new era, a new identity. You're trying to like manifest a new era for yourself. So let's do this work together. Step 3.1. You're going to let go of your old self. You're going to stop going back to the past. You're going to stop thinking about that horrible pregnancy that you had, that dude that messed up your life, a career got messed up. Like you're going to just you're going to stop. And you're here now. You're a mom now. Everything looks different. Let's move forward. Okay. And I can only say that to you because it's been so hard for me to do. Okay. I know it's really hard. Next, you are going to create a new identity. Okay, girl, alter ego. It might not be who you like are right now, but this alter ego is going to be who you want to become. Okay. Give it a name, like Mad Bad Mother. I don't know. Give it a name. Okay. Name it. Name this person that you want to become. Remember, doing this because you need to find your happiness. You need to find yourself as a mom so that you can be a fab mom to your baby, because unhappy mommies make unhappy babies. Okay. Seriously. It's really, really true. Once you have the name for your new identity, okay, your alter ego, you are going to write out all the details of their life. Like, I'm serious. Like, how do they breathe? How do they react? Do they wake up in the morning? What time do they wake up in the morning? What do they do for their morning routine, their night routine? Do they work out? What do they look like at the gym? What's their style like? What's their makeup routine? What's their hair like? What kind of friends do they have? What do they do when someone pisses them off? What do they do when someone does something really nice for them? Their core beliefs. What are their core values? Like, who are they? Like, you're going to list out every single thing about this person. It's going to take some time. Okay, so once you have all that listed out, then you're going to go back and you're going to write down how they feel in all those situations. So when they wake up at 5 a.m., how do they feel? When they look in the mirror, how do they feel? When they go to the gym, how do they feel? They're going to buy a coffee, how do they feel? When their baby cries, how do they feel? So you're going to write down what they do, all the details of life, and how they feel while they're doing them. I'm going to give you an example why this is important. So for example, you just had a baby, you don't like your body, you're like, oh my God, what happened to my body? Every time you look in the mirror, you're like, ew, I hate my body. Which I was doing it too. It's hard. You're going to freaking hate your body, and your body is not going to go back to where you want it to be or even better. And I've seen a lot of moms have way better bodies after they had a baby. Totally possible. Okay? If you look in the mirror, look at your body, you think, grateful that you were able to make my child that I freaking love. I am so grateful that you were able to create a child, go through this crazy childbearing thing, and then you're able to heal yourself. I don't need no medicine. I don't need nothing. You just healed yourself. I just needed sleep. You're amazing. Which version of you is going to get back the body that they like faster? I'm going to say the second one, the grateful one, the appreciative one, the excited one. All right? Stuff matters. Okay? What you tell yourself is what goes up in your life, like for reals. So you basically need to plan who you want to be, and then you need to feel the emotions that that person would feel. Okay? Okay. Step 4, identify what structures you need to be able to be that person. So as James Clear says, rise to the level of your goals, fall to the level of your system. And sadly, that's really true. If you don't have systems in place to make it easy for you to be this person, like, I think it's going to be hard for you to be this person. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, let's say that you are not good at habits. A lot of what we're doing is about having good habits. Maybe you need a habit tracker app. Reminds you every day at these certain times to like do this habit. You need to go find that app, you need to fill in everything for the app, and you need to like make the app work for you. Maybe the new version of you dresses a certain way, but you have no more room in your closet and you hate like 70% of the things in there. So maybe you need to like clean out your closet, sell everything, and then you have some extra money to go buy new stuff. Like, I don't know. Maybe you want to do like a certain type of like working out. You don't have a yoga mat. You don't know who to like watch on YouTube. You don't have a gym membership. You don't have any friends that work out. You don't have any workout clothes. Like, listen, I'm not saying that you need to do like crazy organization or buy a bunch of crazy stuff, but there's definitely like a little step here where you need to kind of like set yourself up for success. And that is like organizing and structuring. Okay. I would write down the things that you need or the systems that you need to create to be this new person. I'm happy to make another video about this where we kind of go into like more details. If you want that, just like let me know in the comments. I don't know. You need to get organized. You need to build these structures. I have to say this is like the least fun part kind of because it's like a little bit of work. But like once you do it, just fab. So put in the effort to build the systems for longevity. Okay, step 5, really short step. Commit to the change. That's it. Commit to it. It's like, here's the truth. You've already gone through the hardest thing possible. Like, you did pregnancy, you gave birth, like, okay? The hardest part is truly behind you. This part is really mental, I think. Like, you're in a beautiful transformation. Like, just lean into the chaos, lean into the transformation, lean into this new version of you, because nobody ever had a child and said, it ruined my life. You know what I mean? Your child is enhancing your life. Just need to put in a little bit more work to really find a new version of yourself. It's definitely there. Start this today, right now, like right now, okay? You're gonna choose yourself, which is really important. Like they say on the airplane, put your little mask on before you put on somebody else's. You're going to choose yourself. You're going to work on yourself. You're going to make yourself happy. You're going to make yourself the best version of yourself so that you can be the best version of yourself for your baby. Okay? I know that your child is like the most important thing, not just to you, but to everyone else around him. But you are also really important. You are the creator, okay? And you, the person that's going to be taking care of this baby for the next 18 years, okay? So I love you. Subscribe. I guess I'm supposed to say that. But seriously, subscribe.